Hi everyone, Amanda here. Okay, so this video is raising a child with special needs, ages 10 to 12. And 2 years ago, my son was in 4th grade. He went from the elementary school to the intermediate school. So he was at a different school, so different teachers, different staff, different principal. And within the first month or so, he was exhibiting problems, and things did escalate, and they realized right away that they did not have the training, they did not have the staff, they did not have the appropriate means to give him the level of care that he needed. And they recognized that right away, and called an IEP meeting. And how was school?
Awesome day, yo.
Awesome day. Awesome day. First day back after vacation. Great. That's so great. I'm happy. Where was I? Oh yes. So we called. There was an IEP meeting, and we discussed, what had happened and everything, and just everything in general. And everyone agreed, yes, he needed to go to this school, that he should have gone to when he started kindergarten, straight from preschool, because he went to a special preschool, and the elementary school that he went to just would not budge on giving him what he needed. They were more concerned about making themselves and their program look good. So that's never okay. So I'm glad that this school was like, no, he needs something that we cannot give him. We just don't have what he needs. So that's how he got into the school that he's in now. And he started, I think it was either October, late October, early November, in 4th grade. And when he first started, yes, there were problems, but they were there to deal with it, teach him coping skills, to deal with it, before, during, and after. And, yes, at first he struggled, but then you started seeing improvement. And all you've seen in terms of his skills and, the episodes that he would have, it's improved. There hasn't really been a big episode that has happened where he had to go to the hospital and get looked at by crisis and then determined whether he could go home or needed acute care at a hospital. So he hasn't been to the hospital since the last time he was there. He hasn't been to the emergency room since the last time he was there. And that is due to the school and what they can provide for him with their training and their services, which is really, really great. Now, there were a couple of incidences where he did kind of escalate, but it was if you had to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the child is going to a mental health hospital because they're in that bad of shape, excuse me, and 1 being that they're making progress and they might have slip-ups here and there, but they're doing well and they're being able to slowly cope with life and situations and all that. Where you might just have, arguments and it's nothing like it is. I would say that that's kind of where it's been, between like a 1 and a 2. There was one incident where I would say it rose to like a 4, but it was something that he was able to come back from and use his coping skills and deal with the situation, which is what the school is teaching him. They give him those skills, those tools to utilize, so no matter where he is, he can use them, and he does use them. And he'll tell me, I'm using my coping skills right now, this is what they taught me, I need to do this. And I say, okay, and that's great because it stops, an escalation, it stops, stuff. So there really hasn't been too much of anything. It's been very smooth sailing compared to previous years. compared to previous years where he did because he's been to the mental health hospital 4 times in his life, and he's 12. So, yeah, that's a lot of times to go to the hospital for any child, and even higher. And I know children go there more than that, but still, it's still a lot. So, the past 2 years, and have actually, they've gotten better. And my relationship with him, there are still things that we struggle with, but for the most part, we've improved. We are able to interact with each other a lot better, and a lot of that has to do with the fact that he got a medication change. I don't remember if I talked about that when it happened, but he was taking Abilify at night, and we stopped the Abilify, and now he's taking Haldol at night, and that seems to stop his aggression, and it seems to stop any voices and seeing things that he had mentioned in the past, because that was another thing that was going on with him. It is the process from going from the school to the school he's going to now, from public to this school. He had to meet with the school psychologist, and he told the school psychologist that he had been seeing and hearing things. So I'm sure that was a huge factor, with his behavior and things like that. And he didn't want to tell anybody because he was afraid that people would think he was weird or odd, or that they would think ill of him. Like pretty much all mentally ill people, kind of on some level, think about is, how are people going to see me if they know this about me? We shouldn't have to worry about that. Kids shouldn't have to worry about that. So that the Haldol, and it's a low dose, it's not a high dose at all. I know it's a very powerful old school drug, but it helps him. It helps the anger and the aggression and the rage, and it allows him and I to be able to spend time together and stuff like that. And mostly what we've been working on for the past 2 years, the biggest thing that I have a problem with is boundaries. He still has an issue with like I don't like to be tickled, and I especially don't like to be tickled after I've said no 800 times, and he keeps going, and sometimes he doesn't. It's like he can't reel himself in, So we're working on boundaries with his counselor, and he at a school they have group, and then they have individual sessions with their case managers, case workers, clinician, whatever, and plus whatever they do in speech and OT, and then whatever else that they help him with. It all goes together, so he's able to talk about things and work through things, and he can do it right there and then with somebody who's trained to do it with him. So yeah, I mean, he's come a long way. It's been very nice, it when at first, because it's been 2 years, for the first year, and maybe a little longer than that, a lot of times I still had the reaction of what would happen in the past, and it's taken me an adjustment period to kind of get used to the newness and the difference of the atmosphere and and just how things are, because I was always on alert, like, oh my God, when's he gonna blow? When's he gonna blow? Oh my God, you know, I was always on high alert for that. And that's gone down. I'm not so worried anymore that things are gonna go horribly, horribly wrong. Um, you know, so now things are a lot calmer. They're a lot better. So yeah. Yeah, so I mean, it's actually been very good. So I suggest that if your child needs a school that has proper training that would benefit your child, do whatever you have to do to get them in there. You know, if you possibly can. If you can't, you know, don't you know, blame yourself or anything. Don't do that. You know, just do what you can for your kids. Get them whatever the help they need, and just keep, you know, keep advocating. Don't stop advocating. Don't stop fighting for your kids, because when they get what they need, they can really grow and prosper, and you can see such a change. And it's really heartwarming and uplifting and inspiring. So, you know, um, you know, just keep going. Just keep going. Don't stop. Don't stop. Eventually, you'll get your kids what they need. Okay. All right. Well, thank you for watching. I hope that you like this video, and I hope you all are taking care of yourselves and each other. I love you, and I will see you in my next video. Peace and love. Bye, guys.